And now we finally come to the turnabout of a new video game decade.
It's about time, considering this game's release is...
You mean the game system?
A few months away.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game's console.
Ooh, Breath of the Wild.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nintendo Switch. There.
But what is the Switch, you may wonder?
After 10 years, Nintendo have finally got rid of the Wii name.
Basically, it's a tab. Basically, it's the console works kind of. You play it on a tablet, and you can attach these two side things that also serve as a controller thingy. However, you can still play it with using the regular Pro controller while on a TV or even on the handheld. So you don't, if you don't like those tiny controllers, you can just use the normal Pro controller.
And game cartridges are back.
On home consoles.
But it gets even better, folks. Now, say you don't like playing it the Wii U way, well, you can always stand it up, separate the two, and then play it like, well, joystick style. And Skyrim!
Home console gaming meets handheld gaming.
And guess what, guys? For the first time ever, Bethesda are now jumping on the Nintendo trade.
Along with quite a few.
There you go. There's there you go. That's the standard regular controller that works exactly like the other. So basically, and from what I can tell, there's not going to be stuff like the Wii U where there's certain games that require you to play using the other controller. You can play every single Switch game using that traditional Pro controller, which is good because those small little controllers look a bit too small for my hands.
But the cool thing is that you can apparently use said small controllers to do two-player anywhere.
My hands aren't going to stand a chance.
That's okay, though. Again, that's what the Pro controller is for.
So you can pretty much play this system any way you wish. You can practically take it anywhere.
Wait. 2K involved, and yet Rockstar.
Oh, and a new Mario game.
Which
This console pretty much caters to everyone.
Well, the thing is, Dwebs, Rockstar's games are not really compatible with Nintendo's family-friendly image.
Well, to be fair, Pedro, if even Bethesda are getting in, I can see why Dwebs might be surprised.
But Bethesda's violent, but GTA's borderline, full of swearing and a lot of...
Then explain
Well,
how...
Nintendo wasn't always the most family-friendly.
Besides, Grand Theft Auto games
but...
advanced in the DS.
And now, here comes a new speculation. We may have a new Splatoon game on our hands.
Well, to sort of add more to that speculation, since I was saying, the developers have stated that they have been working on a new game.
Yep. Oh, that reminds...
But whether that is this game from the footage we're seeing, or if this is just a port, we know that a new game is in the works.
Speaking of ports, you may notice on the Mario...
we know that's coming. Yes, there's a new 3D Mario game made by EAD Tokyo.
And it looks like it's in the style of Galaxy.
Not EAD Tokyo anymore.
Yeah.
Fine. The developers of the Mario Galaxy games. Jesus.
Team Galaxy, I'm gonna call it.
Yes.
March 2017.
Which is looking awesome.
Wonderful.
Also, speaking of ports, you may have noticed the Mario Kart 8 footage earlier showed King Boo as a playable character, which means we may be getting new content with some of these ports. And also, there are words about whether or not this is backwards compatible, but okay, before we get into our thoughts, Dwibs, ready to bring up the list?
Yes, basically, Nintendo have managed to get a whole lot of third-party developers working on games for the system.
A whole lot is a bit of an understatement.
And I will try my best to read them all.
Go on.
From alphabetical order. 505 Games, so we'll probably see Ashes Cricket 2017.
Activision!
Arc System Works.
Ooh, BlazBlue. And of course, good old Atlas!
I'm a bit skeptical because Atlas was also announced as a third-party supporter for the Wii U, and there's not a single Atlas game on the Wii U.
Yeah, then again, that was the Wii U. Okay, I should probably get this out of the way. I love the Wii U, and let's be honest, if it weren't for the Wii U, we may not have had some of the great console portation features of this game. So, I will give a round of the hand to the Wii U for introducing that idea. Anyway, next one.
Bandai Namco.
So maybe we'll see the Tales series in there?
Probably. Yeah. And another Project Cross Zone game.
Then there's Bethesda.
For the first time, I mean, this is quite interesting.
So I'm sure Nintendo fans are looking forward to having extremely buggy games at launch. Capcom.
Now, what I consider more of a friend than an enemy. Go figure.
We'll meet the enemy later.
Codemasters. I'm surprised they're still around, honestly.
I have no idea who those guys are.
God, Micro Machines.
Okay.
EA.
Sure, we gotta have sports. I mean, after all, we did see a good-looking NBA game there, so... Hey, maybe they'll give a story mode to that new game.
But here's a twist. From Software, the creators of the Dark Souls series and Bloodborne are also in here. So I have to want... Because being a huge fan of From Software's games, I can tell you that their games are very radically different than the kind of stuff you usually play on Nintendo consoles. So and considering, but however, Miyazaki, the head of the studio, he said that they been working on a new game since Bloodborne. Not Dark Souls 3 was made by their B team. So I have to wonder, maybe what kind of game for the for the Switch can they be making? I'm really curious to see what they're coming up with it.
Paige, you just reminded me. I'm gonna miss calling this the NX. Yeah, I mean, I like Nintendo Switch, but we've been calling it NX for so much. By the way, speaking of games, has anyone heard the news that Beyond Good and Evil 2 may be a Nintendo Switch exclusive?
I won't believe it until I hear it.
Should we talk more about that when we get to the company making it?
Anyway, next one, Frozen Byte.
Whoever they are. Game Trust. Whoever they are. Grasshopper Manufacturer.
AKA the development studio of Suda51, the creator of some of the most awesomely bizarre games ever made.
Oh, goody!
I don't know who they are.
Hamster?
Apparently there's a hamster. Even a hamster is developing it for this shit.
Oh, yes! Intercreates!
Yes, and
I don't see concept here, so I think we're good.
And KT! Now, there seems to be something of a smudge in between KT and level 5. I can't quite make that out.
I don't. That's probably someone spilled shit among those in that space. I don't know.
Oh wait, no, it's just Konami. So hey, maybe we'll get to see some Metal Gear on the Nintendo Switch. Actual Metal Gear.
Silly Jova. Metal Gear doesn't exist anymore.
Jova, you will get your Pro Evolution Soccer and like
No, guys, the NX, the Switch is going to have a pachinko add-on.
Hey, if it gets me that Ace Attorney pachinko game, that would be awesome.
Level 5 is making Level 5 is apparently developing for the console. Level 5 Press Lit HD collection, please.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Didn't we get rumors of Level 5 making a game for what we thought was the NX at the time?
No,
like Dragon's Quest 11?
No, Dragon Quest 11 is being made by a different developer. Level 5 hasn't developed a Dragon Quest game since 2009. But the thing is, no, what happened was Hino was interviewed by IGN Japan, and they asked him about the NX, and if they were making any games for the NX, and his exact answer was, and I quote, "I can't confirm anything for the NX, but we do love working with Nintendo." Notice how he didn't even deny it that they were and yep, there you go. That's probably why he said he couldn't comment on it yet.
Marvelous.
They sound familiar.
I don't know who they are. Maximum Games.
I don't know who they are.
Did Software.
Parody Bit.
Parody?
Parity, yeah. Platinum Games.
Oh, yes. And of course, Sir good old pal Sega. But then again, Sonic technically had the first game ever confirmed for the Nintendo Switch when you think about it.
Yes, it did.
So they got to make up the NX logo themselves.
So it's like
I want Mania on Steam, but at the same time, now that I've seen the entire concept of the Switch, I kind of want to wait for that version.
I am absolutely certain Mania will make it to Switch because honestly, I wasn't expecting a developer like Stealth and Taxman to immediately have access to the NX and Sega, who are the official devs.
Spike Chunsoft.
Ooh.
And Square Enix, which is a given because we were already told when Dragon Quest 11 was announced that Dragon Quest 11 will be coming to the NX anyway.
And there's a lot of word that the Final Fantasy VII remake will also be coming to NX.
We'll see.
Well, to be fair, they did just say that it's coming first on PS4 as opposed to exclusive
But
for
that
the
probably
PS4.
means PS3 or no, sorry, PC, maybe Xbox One.
Oh, well, Shiroi, this may also be as powerful as the PC, but I'll get to that after we list all the companies.
Take-Two Interactive, one of the oldest...
No, wait, we missed one.
Oh.
That one that has...
Starbreeze Studios. What the hell are they?
Anyway, Take-Two.
Take-Two Interactive is one of the oldest publishing companies in video games.
Interesting. And, of course...
Telltale! Awesome.
Wait, what about that LLG, or is that part of Telltale's logo?
Telltale Games. TTG.
Oh, never mind. They look like an L and L from here. Sorry.
So I guess we'll be seeing the new Walking Dead games on the Switch as well.
And now here's someone who I thought was dead. THQ.
Nordic.
Huh. Well, nice to see they're still kicking. And then we've got...
The Tokyo RPG Factory. I wonder if they're porting on Setsuna or if it's just a brand new game altogether. Basically, for those who don't know, Tokyo RPG Factory was a new studio founded by Square Enix to make new RPGs. They made recently I Am Setsuna, which is basically a throwback to old school JRPGs, specifically Chrono Trigger. It was awesome. So, great.
Awesome. Traveler's
And
Tales.
here's one of his favorites.
Yep. Traveler Tale Games, makers of the Lego games, and way back in the earlier 2000s, maker of one of my personal favorite Crash Bandicoot games, Crash to Insanity.
And they also made Sonic 3D Blast.
Yep. They're good people.
And Sonic R.
Now, speaking of the opposite of good people, Ubisoft.
Oh.
Let's just hope they don't make a screwed up porting to the NX of Tetris.
Warner Bros. Interactive, so I'm guessing we'll be seeing Mortal Kombat on the Switch.
That, and maybe some porting of the Arkham games.
And after that, we have this logo that I have no idea what the hell it's even saying.
It seems to be Moon Speech.
I don't know. Moving on. WWIs. Whoever they are.
Autodesk. Now, this is where things get interesting. See, this Nintendo platform, as is shown here, is using a lot of mobile and PC technology. In fact, it has NVIDIA, a very powerful engine, and they've actually contracted the company to help them with their console, which also I'll bring up later when we get to the bottom right company.
Yep.
And we've got Cryware.
Cryware. I mean, isn't Cryware just usually done, a support company for graphics or stuff like that?
Well, to be fair, they're a company between them, and they are showing all the ones they have support from. And I think Cryware has done a game or two.
Dana, I don't know who they are. Epic Games, yes, of course. F-Mod.
Oh, modding! Again, that's something you usually see on PC.
Avoc. But Avoc, isn't Avoc just a physics engine?
I think they became their own company. Dear Lord, I don't know about a lot of this stuff.
Rad Game Tools.
Yep. It's definitely starting to confirm it. This may be a sort of Nintendo/PC hybrid of sorts.
After that, we have Silicon Studio. For those who don't know, Silicon Studio made Free Dog Game Heroes, one of the most underrated PS3 games, which is a big throwback to old school adventure and RPG games. And they've recently made Bravely Default and Bravely Second on the 3DS.
Oh, yeah.
Ubitus, Enrich Your Cloud.
Yep. Every bit is supporting my theory.
I'm guessing these are companies that have helped with the software, maybe?
These are companies that have been more so PC-oriented when it comes to games. Like, for example, Unity. That's a program used for sort of 3D modeling and making games. Which, yep, I'm convinced. Especially with the last company being Web Technologies. Yeah.
Web Technology, yeah.
I'm getting it. This Nintendo console is using a lot of technology you usually see on PC. It even stems from the fact that it's using NVIDIA. NVIDIA. Which means it has a lot of power potential.
So,
that said, we don't know any specific specs yet.
As you can tell, Nintendo has a huge list of companies working on it. I just hope this doesn't go like with the Wii U, where I mean they also announced a lot of third-party companies when the Wii U was about to come out, and that didn't really go so well. Hopefully this time they'll actually, have the companies actually, stick around.
Yeah.
Because Atlas was announced to be making games for the Wii U, but that never happened.
Yeah, I think one of the great things about this may be that if this is truly, like, going to be a hybrid system, like, like, if this is going to be both their console and their handheld system for 9th gen, that would definitely help make sure that, regardless of which, they'll have third parties on board, because third parties were eating up the 3DS like it was cake. And, well, Nintendo have often been the rulers of the handheld market. So, if they can use that to their advantage, they might also be able to have an advantage on the console porting. But now I'll just talk about the system itself. I have to admit, we kind of were expecting this from all the leaks, but the way it's presented is quite amazing still in the fact that it's actually real. I mean, okay, even if they can't get the graphics looking that much better than the Wii U, the fact that this is a handheld system that is powerful enough to run console games like it's nothing. Like, and not just, past console games. No, I mean the actual console games of today. Like, it's...
I know, I mean, we've all seen what Breath of the Wild is going to look like from the E3 live stream. And the fact that that game is going to run on this is amazing in and of itself.
But from what we've seen in this trailer, it seems like the game looks. It's a Twilight Princess scenario. The game looks pretty much to me look exactly like the Wii U version that we've seen.
But that's the amazing thing, Pedro. A handheld portable system is able to look as good and run as good as the console version.
I guess it helps that it
well,
works
remember,
in
Jova, this
with
is
a home console.
Well, remember, Jova, the Wii U is 2012 hardware, whereas the NX is going to be 2017 hardware.
Wow, is the Wii U really that old?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
So obviously by this point, the technology has advanced enough to that point. So that's surprising when you think about it.
Yeah, but remember though, Breath of the Wild is the updated version. Like, well, the fact that okay, I know that like it was to be expected, but it's always still a surprise, especially if people saying that this will have power to possibly surpass even the PS4 and Xbox One.
Don't forget that back in 2000, I think it was 11 that it came out. The Sony released the Vita, which is just as powerful as a PS3 and could handle even an Uncharted game of its own. It's perfectly possible.
I know
for handhelds to be very powerful.
I know, but it's the fact that Nintendo have taken it to the next step and made it literally as powerful as the current console competition. That's amazing. And not only that, the multiple ways you can play it, the way you can take it on the go, and the power. I mean, we knew this was probably going to be a thing, but we never imagined a console that would also function as a handheld.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I have to say I'm very glad that they did not outright ditch the Wii U gamepad idea, because I love being able to not have to use the TV to play, because it helps with that. But they've done more and beyond. There's literally multiple ways to play it. My only worry is, well, I'll be sad to see dual screen, traditional dual screen go. And I do have to wonder... Well, I'm really hoping that, the system won't suffer from having to drop any potential powers from being a hybrid. I doubt it will, but just a small worry. And, let's see. Oh, and one more thing. I do certainly hope that, well, there is a bit of a nice sense of polish and, a way to differentiate between this and the Wii U version. It would be nice to still see an upgrade here and there. That and I hope...
love about all this... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, my one last thing, I hope there's backwards compatibility in some shape or form. Okay, go on, Joy.
Well, it's Nintendo. There probably will be, especially with their more recent stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But all I was going to say was, I love how the reaction has taken a complete 180 from everyone mocking Nintendo for months on end on Twitter and other social media platforms. Now that this trailer comes out, everyone has immediately it's just a slew of shut up and take my money.
I know, it's like Nintendo actually did I mean, yeah, I think part of the reason is like, well, while this does technically have a gimmick, if you call like, the fact that it's both a console and a handheld a gimmick, it doesn't seem to have a gimmick that'll really intrude on the gameplay. Like, well, it seems like from the get-go you can play the game whichever way you want. It's like, even if you don't have the traditional controller, if you don't want to say have to play on a gamepad, there still is a means to not have to play on the gamepad.
The only thing I worry about with certain games like Splatoon, if you switch to the portable option, I worry that that's going to disable the gyro controls for certain games that I feel are better when they are used with them.
I would imagine that, like, well, they'll give you the option to select between gyro and not with, like, on the Wii U.
Well, remember, Shiroy, you can play not just on the TV, but also when in handheld using the Pro controllers.
No, I know, but I mean when you take, because you can take it with you as a portable console.
You mean like you would like it to have gyro controls?
Well, people are speculating that this is combining the best of the Wii U gamepad and the 3DS as well, and the 3DS lets you do gyroscope anywhere. So I'd imagine that they let you do gyroscope anywhere as well. Oh, wait, hold on. Now I remember. Part of the trailer showed two guys playing Mario Kart while the things were separated, and they were able to tilt... I believe they were able to tilt the gamepad.
Okay.
Either that or was the things attached to it. Either that or was the things attached to it, but either way, there is some shape or form of gyroscope when it's in portable mode.
All right.
So yeah, so Pedro, your final thoughts overall.
My final thoughts is it looks really cool. I really like this idea. And like I said, I've said this various times before, but to me, the only good thing a console needs to be good in my eyes is to run well, which is something that the Xbox One doesn't do, but that's a run for another day. Let's just say the Xbox One is slow as fuck in navigating through menus and shit like that. You know what's interesting about the Xbox One, Jova? You can update the controllers. Wow. Apparently, the controllers have firmware, and I have no idea. And I've done updates, and I have no idea what the hell purpose this serves. Anyway, to not veer off topic, yeah, it looks cool. I really like the idea, and like I said, the only thing this console needs to be good in my eyes is to run well. I can navigate through menus fine, and it runs fine, and it doesn't crash, all that shit. And of course, good games. And looking for this list, I can tell there's going to be good games on it. So,
Wind.
not to mention, one of the launch games is apparently going to be a new game by Team, and the Mario game by Team Galaxy, and I have complete faith on those developers. So I know, because those guys have made like 4 platforming masterpieces in a row. So I'm stoked for whatever they've got coming up next.
And even better, it's a Mario game that looks... Oh, sorry. Go on.
Go ahead.
I was never that... Aside from a couple of games, I was never really that keen on Mario in the past, but the platformers that they've made, they have completely swayed me, so I'm all for this.
Yeah, and the best thing for me is like, well, I'm glad to see that we're returning to the level form of 3D, where, it's more like on a third-person view behind Mario as opposed to overhead.
That reminds me, Shiroi, the Wii U's Virtual Console now has both Mario Galaxies in it, so you can get it from there.
Oh, lovely.
Hey, Libs, you're just in time to give your thoughts on it.
Well, first of all, sorry for my absence. My internet stopped working.
That's okay. That's okay. We filled in for you.
Considering what happened with recent commentary, Shiri didn't try and do an impression of me, did she?
No.
No, I didn't.
Although she'd probably be the best person
I'm going to try doing a Dwibs impression right now. Hey guys, how you doing?
That's the way you
The Brooklyn Dwibs, of course.
Well, that's the best.
You have offended Dwibs.
So I've tried to do a British accent that I've somehow come off as Brooklyn. That's interesting. Anyway, go ahead, finish us off with your final thoughts, please.
I won't be getting it immediately because university and that, and obviously, I want to save up a bit of money beforehand.
And wait for the super-powered version of it, I guess.
Yeah, I might give it a couple of months or so.
Okay.
One thing that does interest me specifically is how reskinned THQ is going to be doing on this.
Yeah.
Also, there's the stuff from the Tokyo RPG Factory. I mean, I'm interested in getting item sets sooner. I just haven't yet. I'm going to really enjoy seeing how 505 Games get out of the situation they put themselves in with Ashes Cricket 2013.
Oh, so those are the guys who made that game you keep bringing up.
They published it.
Well, to be fair, Dwebs Atlas also published Virtual Highlight, so they're far from alone.
I'm going to show you guys that game. I can't play it because it's not on Steam anymore, but I'm going to show you guys a video of that later. But yeah, for the Nintendo Switch idea, it looks good, but I'm going to have a wait and see mentality.
Yeah, I will say this though, Dwebs, if it turns out to truly be the hybrid, then voila, you'll have both your console and your handheld for the 9th gen.
I won't be getting it day one or anywhere near the time.
Me neither. I've learned.
I'm not gonna get it day one either because Breath of the Wild is coming out for the Wii U anyway, so I'll just play it there.
Not only that, but console launches are
new Splatoon game,
new Sonic game.
Yep. The overall concept of this console. I mean, I'm not swayed yet because it's still early days, but. Damn, Nintendo making a good impression.
I'll just say, okay.
What they need is a good full announcement.
If the new 3D Mario game is a launch game, then that might sway me alone because I would definitely buy a console just for another game from those developers.
I usually like to wait for any possible updates that a console has, if it's a home console.
Oh, definitely, sure. I mean, this was just a teaser anyway. I mean. Now, what they'll really have to do is set the stage is when they go into the full announcement of it. Oh. If this truly is going to also replace the 3DS, just imagine how great the likes of Ace Attorney will look.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
That's one of the main reasons why I'm looking forward to see what Level 5 is making for it, because if they do make a Professor Layton HD collection with the HD remasters of the full HD, like for example, if you guys go check out the Nintendo DS version of Ni no Kuni, the animated Ghibli scenes are using the same compression that the Layton games use on the DS, but so of course they look much beautiful when you play them in HD on the PS3. So I'm looking forward to see if they do something like that, maybe a Professor Layton HD collection. I would love to play those games with the footage uncompressed.
Oh god, imagine if they did an Ace Attorney HD remake, but using the graphics from the Pachinko game. That would be awesome.
Sure.
That'll happen.
It could.
Anyway, that was the Nintendo Switch. Tell us what you guys think in the comments, and we'll see you then.
See ya.
See ya.
Yeah.